Hello guys, I'm here to explain my deli mirror farming strategy, and I'm going to jump right into a map and show you a map and talk about how I set it up while I'm doing it to save some time on the video. So basically the strategy is stacking a bunch of deli rewards and doing a good layout map like strand. Tropical island also works, but I think strand is better. As fast as possible. I can do these maps in like less than 3 minutes, and that way I can generate a lot of delirium rewards per hour. And the bulk of the profit, the majority of the profit, comes from the delirium orbs, because they are used by the juicer strategies this league a lot, and they need a lot of them, and they're very expensive. Like currently on Faustus, you can pretty much sell any delirium orbs for like 5 to 1 divine, and fine delirium orbs are almost 4 to 1 divine. So it's a very profitable strategy, but there's a caveat to that. You need a very fast build with probably a lot of explode. So any build that can do alva strategies is also good for this. Like, do not do this with a slow build that doesn't have a lot of AO clear. Like blade vortex, kinetic blast, stuff like that works really well. Some auto bombers, like there's a lot of popular auto bombers like hidden blade and stuff like that this league. These builds will be very good for this strategy. I just needed a rest from alva, and I got tired of buying delirium orbs for myself, so I decided to farm a bunch of them so I have for when I do alva maps. It turned out to be a very profitable strategy, just as I predicted, because I did delirium orb farming in prior leagues, and I know how much delirium orbs you can get doing this strategy. I knew that this was going to be very profitable, but honestly I was even kind of a bit surprised by how much profit I made doing this. And I have everything calculated, and I'm gonna explain everything and how to convert it. And the loot you get from doing this strategy is actually very easy to convert. You sell like 80 to 85% of all the loot you can sell in bulk on Faustus. There's only a couple of things that you might want to go on TFT, but you don't have to, because you can use that loot yourself. So basically how I approach this is, you get to 9 deli rewards, you rush to the boss, kill the boss. It gets you to 10 deli rewards from this atlas node here, right here. So basically you get 10 deli rewards every map. I tailored my Latras tree to achieve exactly this, and not more, not less, because time is very important doing this kind of stuff. And this is the example of loot you can get doing this. So I have all the calculations and everything, so I'm gonna explain this in more depth, but this is basically just an example of some loot you get this. Like, you basically get at least 10 stack decks every map and stuff like that. I got like 3, 5, 8, so a bit more than average delirium orbs, some chaos, some diviner's incubator, some junk currency, got a tier 17 and stuff like that. So I'm going to go into in-depth loot explanation right now. 520 deli orbs, over 80 maps, 60 simulacrums, 2 chayula stones. I only showed netol and chayula stones because I think they're like 6 or 7 chaos for the junk breach stones, so I never bothered to pick up any. It's way too minuscule to even bother. Quite a decent amount of mortal fragments, about 6 divines of fossils, 3 divines of oils, 7 darker half hearts, sold for 3 to 1 divine. I just rounded it down to 2 divine. Almost 700 stack decks, exactly 12 divines on Faustus, like 58 for 1 divine. Only 9 sanctuary maps. I got a bit unlucky there. 80 maps, only 9 T17s. It should be like average 1 every 5 maps, but I guess RNG is RNG. 27 T16 4.5 maps, of which 10 were Jungle Valley, so total 12 divines there. In the end, the total loot you get doing this is 165 divine. This doesn't count any raw currency or scarabs dropped while doing the strat. I only counted the stack decks, because they're pretty much guaranteed to get from the deli rewards. I dropped a bunch of puzzle boxes, Voidbone Reliquary Key, Divines, GCPs, Exalt stuff like that. I didn't count any of this in the profit. Only the stuff you get guaranteed from daily rewards, not what you get from doing the mapping. I included these maps because they're a significant amount of profit. As you can see, there's like 19 divines of maps, and it's stupid to ignore this, because you kill a lot of monsters doing this strategy, and you do many maps per hour. In total, it takes me less than 3 minutes to do a map. Did the 80 maps in less than 4 hours. My overlay showed 2.45 minutes average per map. I rounded it to 4 hours to account for like buying and selling maps, and leaving the map to sell something and stuff like that. So this is, actual. This is not, content creator bait like they do when they don't count the prep and anything. This is like, you have a lot of leeway. If you have a bit of a slower build, your profit is not going to be that much less. This turns out to 32.5 divine per hour guaranteed profit. Like, this is all guaranteed profit. You do like enough of maps, you do like at least 60, 80, 100 maps, you will get numbers like these. Like, this is enough to average out the RNG. So basically, in the end, a very profitable strategy. As I said, I tailored my Atlas 3 to do the maps as fast as possible. I took the breach open closer faster. I didn't bother with extra breach. 3 breaches is enough to get to 9 rewards before the boss, and I don't want to spend any more time. Sometimes I will do like 60 to 70% of the map and get to 9 rewards. I ignore the rest of the map. I click my phase run and I run straight to the boss. Like, I ignore all the rest. All I want is 9 rewards, so when I kill the boss, I tick up to 10 rewards and I collect my loot, I leave the map, I enter the next one. I sprinkled in some beyond. I don't have 100%, I only have 80%, but I didn't care, it's enough. All this is enough to get 9 rewards. You don't need more. You shouldn't really take less, because I don't know how that's gonna work. If you have fast build, you don't need these 3 nodes to dissipate slower. If you're a bit slower, you're taking like 3.5 minutes per map or something like that. Maybe drop some nodes, maybe drop these breach close faster, some of these nodes, and spec into this to guarantee so the fog doesn't catch up to you. But as I said, I don't recommend this strategy for slower builds. Shrine stuff, just to get some accelerations and stuff like that, just to have mapping smoother. This is a decently hard strategy, so you need some speed, defense and stuff like that. You need some damage. I think around 8 rewards of Delirium is basically equal to 60% Delirious maps, and those are hard maps. My build is pretty good. I have 2 mirrored items, so I'm gonna link the POE in the description of the video and stuff like that, but you don't need the build as good as this. Like, it can be like 20% worse and you still get a lot of money. So yeah, basically this. I separated everything like that. I couldn't count on all the fragment stones. I separated into a special tab so I can count it easily. And the reason I didn't count the raw currency drops is because I didn't want to bother waste time checking all that into another tab. But if you do any strategy, you'll get several divines per hour. So like, this is just the loot you get from these drops from daily rewards. Like, add another couple of divines per hour at that from the raw currency drops you get while the normal mapping, and this is a very, very profitable strategy that you can do yourself.